So in the previous session, what we have done is we have created a sign up resource API, and in that, what we were doing was taking care of all the uh, backend tasks to create a new user. We try to create a new user as well through this. Now the next task, what we will be doing is now we will create a sign up view page and try to connect our backend to the front end side. So first thing, now the backend part is now right now. For now, it is done. So now we will move ahead with the front end side. So now if we come to the front end side, in whatever the task which we will be doing is inside the SRC folder. We don't need to do anything other outside the SRC folder. Now the assets is the one where you will store your, if you want to store some PDF information or you want to store some images or other things, so that all the things will be you would be storing inside the assets folder. Components and the view folders are just a way to locate, to store a particular view file. Let's say now we are creating sign up files and on dot file. So let's create a file folder on, and inside it we can create sign up user dot view. So we can create other another folder, and then inside it we can create a sign up user dot view. Now it comes to the naming conviction. So you have to remember that whatever the name you are giving to your view file, view 3 do not allow to name it as an single word single word. So whenever you will give a name, you have to give it as a multi-word. So like sign up user. So to make it multi-word, just make two alphabets capital, and then it will treat it as a multi-word thing, and then it will not give you an error. Now let's say we have created this template, and P3 hello. Now just dummy thing. So let's say let me run front end side. Wait. Okay, so let's start. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see we have two routes. So this is the router page. We will taking care of all the routing functionality. So whatever the page you will create, you can assign a path to it inside this router folder index.js. So let's say if we now try to give something else. So let's say sign up, and if we enter, nothing will be shown here because there is no such thing links to it. So now we want to assign sign up user a path. So how we do it? First open your index.js and then import and give it a component name. So let's just sign up user from, under the double quotes, give the path or slash uh, sign up user dot view. This way we have defined a route. Uh, just
From hash 2m, sir.
what? No, I
From
have
hash
removed that.
2m in that
Yeah,
page
yeah, I have.
import.
Yeah,
Import
I have.
from.
No, now we have imported. Now we will define a path. So just let's say copy this and paste it here. Now in the path you can give it as sign up. Name you can give any name. So let's say sign up. And in the component name should be same as this one. What you have declared for your file. So sign up user. So now this both component name is same. We hit enter. It reloaded. Now if I try to go to sign up, you can see hello. So I have put a sign hello there. You can see. So now now for this particular file, this routing has been defined, and you can just learn. Like this is how you can link different pages and assign a route to it. Now we will try to write a content for this. Now we will look into the structure part.
So, Nishkesh, we are not running the backend app.py, correct? This time? I mean, at this
Yes,
point.
right now we are not running it.
Okay.
Just we are preparing the view file front end. Then we will.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now there are so Vue 3 provide us a functionality to code all the things in a single file. So first thing is this app.view thing. So app.view is a general main parent component of it. So if you see you are in even if you are any so even if you are in some other page, you are seeing the same navbar again and again. So this is the parent side of it. So whatever you will put in into the app.view part. So if it will remain same in every other pages. So you can use this thing to design your navbar such that it will always be present in every pages, and that way you can take care of this thing and not have to write the same navbar again and again. Next thing is this router view. So router view, what it is doing is after the navbar, this router view, whatever the page we will load based on the path which we have entered, that particular page content will be shown after the navbar part. So that is being taken care of in this. Now the styling. So app. We have some basic styling that is being done here. So whatever the styling that you will put inside this style element inside the app.view will be applied in every other pages. So if even if it is sign up user or some other pages, so whatever the styling you will assign inside in the app.view file, it will be allocated in every other files as well. Now if it comes to sign up user, so first thing we will be doing is a template. Uh, Next, first thing is the template. Second thing, we will be writing a script. So all the JavaScript logic will be written here. And next thing will be a style. Now you want something like you have designed a sign up user page and you want that certain CSS styling. Let's say this CSS styling should not be implemented in other pages. So what you can do is after the style tag, just write scope. So what it will do, it will restrict the view application to not implement the styling, whatever you have written inside between these two texts in and another pages. So whatever you will style here for a particular sign up users will not be implemented in other pages. So you can use this scope word to do that. Now what we will do is create a div element. Let's say class sign up container. Then we will be putting a form. So now instead of action, what you will do, @submit dot prevent equals sign up user. So what we are doing is we are restricting the form that until we hit the button, which is our sign up button, the whatever the fields which we have feed will not be sent to the backend part. So it is like a way of restricting the form to not execute functions without doing a certain task. In this case, it is before the button. So, and this is the sign up user is our function. So whenever we will hit the sign up button, this function will be triggered, and information will be sent. Now, next thing we will do is class form group. Form group. We will create a label. So for username, this is so inside the for, this is the variable where your whatever the value you will username, and then here input box type would be remains text, put it as id username, and we use v model to assign. So whatever the value you will feed inside the input box would be saved inside the username, this key inside this key, and in the view you do it like this. So assign a key using v dash model equals to whatever the name you want to give to your key, and then required. So required is this field should not be an empty one. Next thing we will do is uh, again what you upload you username password role. Okay. Password, then type id, type would be password, password, and there you can put password.
The for also, I think.
What?
The for equal to, I think we need to change this password.
Line number?
Line number 9.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Password, and next thing we will do is um, pro- we will creating an input and like the radio buttons where we can choose the roles. So type would be radio ID user radio v dash model equals to role required, and then put a label. So same way you can put another input box. So this will be radio start store manager role store manager. So we have created a like radio button for selecting the role for which we want to do a sign up, and then we will hit a button. Type would be, let's say, submit, and then sign up. So whenever, so this type equals to submit means that we are assigning this as a type submit. So whenever we will hit this button, this sign up, this thing will be triggered, and it will call our. Now let's say if there is some error inside the form filling. Let's say error can be username exists a certain type of error. So error message plus error message, and same way. So in this is same. This will remain same. So to how to populate, and the mad one also you would be using double curly braces inside double curly braces, and inside that you would be putting the variable name, and then the value will be shown there. Same way it will remain same for in view as well. So that is how you would retain it. And yeah, this is the basic template part of our application. The next thing which we will be doing is an script. We will be writing an script for our application. So first thing would be import Axios from Axios. So Axios, what it does is, first thing I will give you a command as well. npm install this stuff. This is the command to install the Axios. You can run on your terminal as well. So what it will do is, so whatever the task you will be doing, it should be sent to backend as well. And to the way it is being sent is using Axios. So we use Axios to send data from front end to the backend part. Now what we are doing is we are defining a default database, and let's say it should return username, which we have done. So password, role. By default, you can set it to user if nothing to selected. And so means by default it will show the radio button will show user as a selected one. But if you want, you can do it like, and if it is changes to something else, the variable value will be changed as well. So we have defined a database where all our information will be there. Next thing, what we will be doing is, wait, this- this- next thing we will be doing is creating a method. So whatever the function you want to write, so there are different JavaScript function. Whatever you will be writing is being implemented in this methods function. So first thing is async, give it some name. So sign up user, this function name, and then close it and inside it. Now here we will write our function. So what will we do is try await Axios dot get. So whatever the method you want to send. So let's say if you want to send a query, this should be post method. So Axios dot post. If you want to send a get request, Axios dot get. Same for Axios dot delete and other methods you can put. Now here what you will do, here you will first paste. Let me just say name. Yes. Copy this URL, paste it inside there, and then just mention the path for which you are sending the request. So this is the path. Now the whatever the information you want to send will be sent to this particular URL. Now, comma, so username, comma, this dot username. So username is the variable name which we are calling, and inside it what we are doing is this dot username. So this dot username will link itself to this thing data. So to call the variables in the data part, we use this dot. Same for password, this dot password, comma, role, this dot role. Now this is, we have done it. Now if everything is fine, what will we do? This dot router, sorry, this dot dollar router dot first slash login. So what it will do, if everything is fine, it will automatically take care of that the task is successful or not on the basis of what is the status code we have given. So if the status code is 200, it will automatically execute this thing. So this dot router will refer to this thing router uh, in the router index.js, and dot push means after successful, it will redirected us to the login page. So right now there is no login page. So let me create one. First complete this one. So now this is thing. If there is some error, so let's say catch error. What will you do? This dot error message equals to error dot response error dot response dot data dot message sign up failed. Please try again. So what we are doing is, if the error dot response, if we are getting it, so we will just whatever the message we have received from the backend. So in this case, it can be username already exists or something will be displayed in the front end side. But if the error is something else, so we will just populate the error dot message to something like sign up failed. Please try again. So it will just check that if certain values are present from the backend, then it's fine. Otherwise, it will allocate its own value to the page. So now this is the logic for the sign up user page. Do you have any doubt in this? You can ask.
So, like under the SRC folder, and you created this out folder. So, similarly for the other things like dashboard, also you create other folders and populate something like dashboard or something like that for the customer or for the user.
Like means yes, we would be creating multiple view files. But your general doubt is, can you repeat?
Okay. So currently you have made one out folder, right? In the SRC folder
Yes,
under
route
the
folder.
SR, route, not the router, not the router, the AUTH, the auth folder.
Yes, oh yes,
You created it, right? Just now.
yes.
Okay, okay. So similarly, you will be creating some other type of folders, and under that, we'll be writing other view files.
Fine. Yeah, like you can create multiple folders inside the SRC. If you want
Acha.
to distribute your view pages, let's say that I want to put my all the authorization type of pages in the north folder. The dashboard pages, like if you're creating dashboard pages it, inside a particular folder and something, so you can do that. So like just you can create other folders as well, and you can just put view files in that also. So there is no restriction to put it inside the components which we have got it from the initial basic setup. So you can do means create multi other folders as well, just to
Sure.
demonstrate that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I have created one login user. I am just registering it, and so that for now, login user from slash slash login user login login user save. Now we will be I will be demonstrating this. Okay. So now you can check my front end. My front end is working, and I have run also the backend part. Now I will just go to refresh the page, and you are able to see I am seeing username, password, user, store manager, or something. Let's create. First, I will be creating a user with the same user which I have created yesterday, like in the previous session. So user sign in. So you can see we are getting the error. Username already exists in this particular part. If you want, you can design it how you like it to be, like in a red part or something. Now let's create user three, and then sign up. You can see I have been redirected to login page immediately. And if we look into the database as well, yeah, you can see the new a new user has been created. If I want to create some other user, let's say user one, user 123, store manager, hit sign up. If I refresh, you can see user one has been created and its role is now showing store manager. So both the roles we are able to make. And if you want to see how it is doing is, another way is just right click on it, go to inspect element, and then go to network section. Inside the network, just let it be, and now fill the value. So let's say user one, choose the one. If we hit enter, you see we are seeing some red sign. So this there is some error. So you can see header. A payload. So payload is a way to see what type of information you are sending from front to back end. So you can see username, user one, password, role. This is the information that is being sent to the API. Request URL is this. Request method is post. And in the response part, you can see what is the response we have received. In this case, we are receiving a message username already exists. So this is how you can implement a sign up functionalities and sign up page. Now, any doubt in this part?
Can you explain me once again the that under the inspection network? That can you repeat once again?
Yes. Right click on the page, Chrome browser or something, click on inspect. So there you would see, you can cross this thing. You would be seeing different thing, elements, console, network, and this thing. So console is a way where we can implement basic JavaScript things, and we can see if there is you want to show some errors, like if there's some code errors or something in the JavaScript, you can see in the console part. If you are connecting your front end to a back end, or you want to see how your data is being sent from front end and back end, you can look into network section. So here, whatever you will feed, you will be able to see under the network section. So like how we are getting, and whenever you will click on this red part, you would be seeing multiple options. So header is the general way to see the requested URL methods and other things for which we have requested something. Payload is the way if you are sending some payload that is being some data from the front end to the back end, so that you will be be able to see inside the payload section. And then preview is just a way to see the response in a proper a little bit proper manner. So basically we just use response. So this is how the inspect part and the network part works. Is it clear?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you explain the Axios part? You said earlier.
Okay. Like in the Axios, what it is doing, or regarding what part?
Yeah, what it is doing and what it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So like right now, if you can see, there are two servers running, backend and our front end application, and we want a way through which we can connect our front end and back end, and we can do a transfer of data from the front end to back end and send data from back end to front end. So the way it is being done is using Axios. So this is a library that provides us methods through which we can communicate from one URL to another URL. So that is the working of Axios. Now what we are doing is, let's say you fill up the form, the sign up form, and you hit sign up button, like hit on sign up button. So what it will do is axios.post. So there is different ways we can do. So if you see, this is a post method. If you want to send a get request using axios, so you can do it like axios.get. If you want to send axios post, axios.post, and then axios.delete. They're like how many, there are different type of methods. So whatever the methods you want to execute, the general approach would be axios dot let's say method. So this is how you do. After the you have mentioned the method, under the small bracket, what you will do, you put up in a single quote the URL. So now we have uh, like we know we like Axios now know we are trying to send some data from the front end to the back end part, but now he wants to know to where this particular data should be sent. So inside the single quotes we mention the URL with the API. So if you see our sign up resource, where we will taking care of signing up a new user or other thing, will be taken care inside this route. So we define that this is the route where you have to send the this data, this particular type of data, and then this access will just send the data to the backend part, and then backend will just send the data some response again, and that we can read using uh, these things, error dot message or something.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Now we will be moving ahead with the login page. So now we have seen that we have sign up user page. We will be designing our sign down login page. So first thing would be, so let's say I think we can copy the basic template design. So now what we will change is, instead of this, we would be using login user. We will be asking the user to fill its username, a password, and we will not be asking now the role part. So we will be implementing role based access control, so that way we will taking care of role part in the backend part. So you don't have to select manually what the role you want to uh, log in for, login, and then error message. So that other things will remain same page, just we are mentioning a function name and other things. Now we will implement our script. So script import, again we will import Axios. From Axios, same way we will define export default. So whatever the method, data, whatever you will be defining, it would always come under the default part. So data, return, same you can mention username, password, and then error message. So any error which we will be receiving would be stored inside this variable. Next thing, we will be defining our methods. So async, yeah, login user, login user. Now try, try const response. So now we are what we are doing. Let's say you have sent right now in the sign up. What we were doing is we are just sending the message for particular type of messages from the front end to so from the back end to the front end. But from now in the login part, we would be sending our access token and other informations as well. So for that purposes, we would be storing the response inside a variable name response. So const response equals to await axios dot post, and just copy the URL, paste it here, and instead of sign up you can just use slash login, and then same way username, this dot username, password, this dot password, yes, sign. Now, so now inside the response data, we would be sending two information. One key will be like in a JSON, one key will be an access token, and another will be a user information. So access token, comma, user equals to response dot data. So what it will do from the response, it will look into the data which you have sent, and inside the data, it will automatically assign the values like the key values of access token and user to this particular values. And now the next thing after this we will be doing is we will be using a store management in our So we would be using store manager. So store management, what it will do is it will help us to manage our application more efficiently, because the most of the things what will happen is you would be like, if you want your nav bar should be a dynamic nav bar, and dynamic means on the basis of rule the certain values or certain items in the nav bar should be shown to you. And so to make it dynamic and to make other things to, and let's say the access token part, access token should not be some of the informations like access token or other information that you want that should not be visible to other user. You can put under the store manager. And what it is and how it is different from store, like a normal assigning a normal key value pairs and save it. So what it is do is, store manager we can use it anywhere. And store manager, let's say you log out and your access token is now not present in the front end side, so the store manager will automatically updates the values without you have to trigger some function or particular thing, so that you can know so you have to tell the function that now I have been logged out and please remove my credentials or access token. So all the things will automatically be handled by store management part. So inside this we will be sending access token and the user information. Now let's say from here we will do the, let's say if the user dot role admin equals to like this is the role admin, so then we will just what we'll do, router dot push slash admin dashboard, and else if user dot role equal store dot store manager, this dot dollar router dot push to dashboard, and else this dot. So what we are doing is we have sent the credentials, like sorry, we have sent the access token and user information to the store management part. Now what we are doing, as soon as the login and other things are successful, we want that certain dashboard should open on the basis of what the user role is. So what we will do, if user dot role is admin, so it would be redirected to an admin dashboard. Same way store dashboard and user dashboard path, and then we will just put if there is some error we have received on this dot error message invalid username and password. And this is the login user dot view page. The next thing what we will be doing is we will be implementing the store management part. So for store management, so you can see we have the router folder inside it. We would be creating another folder inside the SRC with the name of store, and inside the store create a file index.js. And now if you open the index.js, so it will be the store path would be like this. Now create store from UX, import router from router, give it a routine dashboard. Now what we are doing with each function is Vuex help us to implement the store management part. Dot slash router means we are just calling the router functionality. If you open your router, in the bottom, we have by default mention export default router. So whatever the name it is, you can mention it as route or something else. So whatever the name it is, you just mention it using. So we are importing the router from there. Just yeah. And from JWT code, so JWT code, what we will be doing is, so the access token, which we will be creating, will have some useful information which we can use to get some information values that is not present elsewhere, and to just decode that value, we would be using this JWT decode function. Now the first thing we will do is export default create store, and inside this we will be doing a state management where we will see local storage at icon, and so now what we are doing is we are storing some useful information for the create store. First thing is the user, sorry, for the first thing is the token, and the second thing is the user information. So what does local storage means is, so whenever every browser and every tab have its own local storage which it uses to store some useful information. So if you see in this page, if you click on this and go to application side and this, so this is the local storage part, and here so this is something else. But if you see this application contains some of the data, like some of the information for this particular URL, which is access tokens and other information. So same way, every browser, even if you open the GitHub part, let's say this, if you open, click on this, you can see it is storing many much more informations. So this informations are help us help GitHub to get the values from the browser. So it reduce some load from the backend side, and that way you can easily store some of the values which you think is not which will not like will hinder the security purposes and other things, that you can store inside the local storage and can reduce your loads. So we have just store these values. Now what we will do is getters is authenticated state state dot token. So now what we are doing, we are assigning a value is authenticated, which we will be using. So we will be creating a dynamic navbar inside our app.view, which on the basis of what is the role you have logged in will changes its content. And if you are right now logged out, so then certain information should be shown, that like only the login and sign up button should be shown and not dashboard and other things. So that thing we will be taking care of using is authenticated part. Next thing we will be doing is user role. So state, if state dot token const decoded equals to AWT equals state dot token and return decoded dot star. That I will explain in few things. So what this thing is doing. So this thing JWT decode is just decoding your access token which you have sent, and after this it is stored that particular information inside a decode. Now what the decode dot sub means is, so decode is Decoded thing, if you look, will look like this. Decode. Yes. Yeah, let's say this is your encoded thing, and if you decode this, you will be getting this type of payload data, and this per in the payload data, this sub element, if you see this sub element, this sub element is the information where the useful information we will be storing and other information. So for to call that, we are just calling from decoded. So decoded means this payload, so this JSON content. So from this decode dot sub is this key. So that we are just returning, and if nothing is there, we will just return none. Next thing we will be doing is mutations. So what this mutation do is, this is like a writing a function. So it will like you can't directly make changes in the state part like after login. So you are, if you see after login, we are initiating store.dispatch login. So we can't directly make changes in the front, in the store.index. So how we can do is we use mutations, and another thing which we'll be using is actions. So through these two ways we can make changes in this value. Token user is authenticated and user. This thing will automatically be taken care of as soon as you a token value will be present there. It will automatically assign is authenticated to true, and user role will also be assigned a value on the basis of what is the JWT code thing will provide. But to make changes in this token and user part, we will be using this. So set token, state dot token, first token, is token, local storage dot set item token. So this is so how you can save a an item to your local storage is local storage, mention the local storage, it will automatically assign, and then there you set item. If you want to fetch some values from the local storage, you can do it like local storage dot get item, and inside the small bracket you can just mention what is the key for which you want value you want to fetch, and this will do it. And then fonts decoded equals to data code token state. I think we don't need this thing. And if you want to remove certain items, so remove item, just mention the name top token, and then also local storage dot remove item user. So this is one of the two thing. Next thing we will be defining is set user state state dot user user local storage dot set item. So now you will be seeing that the user information which we are sending is would be in a JSON format, and it will store multiple values. So to store such type of information in local storage, you can do it like this: JSON dot stringify. So stringify will just take care of storing the data in a proper format so that we can read it again in whenever you want to be. So it just take care of the type and type of storing for a particular variable. And next thing is log out state. State, So now another thing is logout functionality. So let's say as soon as you will click on logout button, certain things should be done. So token should become empty. It should be removed. So and same in user information should also be removed automatically from the session front end session. So that thing we are doing using this state and other commands. Now the last thing which is remain is actions. And whatever we are doing right now is sufficient. If you do not want to add extra functionalities, you can go ahead with this one, and that is also fine. So this will take care of role-based access control and also the proper, yeah, and proper management of everything, so that um, back token token. um, So now AI in the logout part, what we are doing is commit logout means this will initiate this process, commutation process, and then after everything is done, what we are doing as soon as we logged out, the user should be pushed to our login page. So this we are doing in the store management part. Now, any doubt in this part you can ask. There's
Can you explain the actions part again?
okay. Yeah. So in the actions part, so what we are doing, we have created two actions, a login and a logout. So if you see, one action name is this. So this is how we are dispatching first action, this login one, and another action is logout. So what it will do, whenever we will do a successful login, we will use we will trigger this login one, and the certain task which is setting our token and the user information inside the this variables will be done. And whenever we will hit the logout button in the nav bar, so we will be calling this action the logout, but the logout action. In this, what we are doing is, first thing we are calling is a logout mutation function, which is this one. And what it is doing, it will just taking care of removing all the saved information of the users that we have saved during the login process. Uh, and then after successful remove of removing of the data, we are just triggering a task where after successful logout, the user will be redirected to a login page. Yes. Yes, Geeta, any doubts?
Oh, why are we passing commit, like what is that? The
This one,
argument we are passing, yeah.
why? So this is general way to write in the store part. So commit means you want to do certain tasks. So that's why we write the this commit thing inside. But why it is coming? Wait.
Like it's a predefined function, commit.
So commit is generally used to call a mutation method. So like whatever, let's say we are calling this thing, right? Commit set token and commit logouts, this mutation methods, logout and set token. So to call that, if you want to use certain mutation method inside an action, so that's why we use this commit. So if you are seeing this commit logout, commit set token, so that's why in the
Yeah.
parameter also we are mentioning this commit.
Okay.
So this is just a triggering thing. So we are triggering mutations, and inside the commit, whatever the mutation you will mention, let's say this name, so that will be triggered. Whatever the name you will mention for a particular mutation.
Okay.
Mhm. Another thing we will be doing, mm, the thing that we can do is, okay, let's first try to create. um, okay, that's fine. Now we will write the first the backend logic of the login resource API. Then we will move ahead with router guarding. So right now the we have taken care of role-based access control. So from a single login page, we can log in for a different roles. But now the thing is, let's say if we are logging as a user dashboard, uh, login as a normal user, and you know the path of a admin dashboard, and if you can directly go to that particular page manually, and then you can access that content page as well from the front end side. So for that, we will be using router guarding in the front end side. So that way, if you are trying to open a certain page that you are not allowed to, you would be redirected to a certain login page or certain page, let's say permission denied or certain type of pages, whatever you want would be shown there. So we will be doing next thing that now class login resource resource. So login will also be taken care of by uh, this thing post method. So parser dot rec parse request parser. So we are just calling the rec parse library. So whatever the data we will be getting, we are just uh, used to parse and store it in a proper format. We are adding an argument. So add argument, username, type, str, comma, required equals true. Same password dot add argument, password, comma, type, str, comma, true, args, parser dot parse arguments. So we are just checking care of all the particular keys, which is username and password are present or not. If it is present, then it's fine. Otherwise, it will redirect. It will send an error message to the front end side, and then we are just storing all those two key value pairs inside the args element. Now we first thing we will do uses user dot query dot filter by username equal args username dot first. So we are just checking. So if user is present and check password as is the function. So user dot password comma asks password. So if user is present in our database and also the password which we have filled is matches with the password that is present in our database, then what we will do, we will create an access token. So access underscore token equals to create access token, and then you can give identity. So identity is the one where we mention on the basis of what we are creating a particular access token. So it can be anything. for our purpose, we can go with the role of user.role. And next thing which we will be sending is the user info. If you have seen the user info, let's say ID, user.id, and username, username, and then we will just do return access token access. This will be the key that will that we so this is the key name that we can access in the front end side, and this is the values. Same way, same uh, user, and then user underscore info, and then 200. 200 is the status code. That means that everything was fine and you are logged in successfully. And hence, if there is some message like some error, invalid username, password 401. So this is the login resource API, and we will just define it here. Login. Yeah, that is working. So everything is working now. Now we will try to see how things will work. So let me go to the first page. Now you can see in our application, I have emptied out whatever the previously thing value was stored there. And in the network, let's go to first the login page. You are redirected to this. I will fill the values. So user 123. Let's say if I hit enter login. So now you can see, wait, I was logged in successfully. Yes, wait, there it is. No problem. Let's add another step. Okay. What we have used on the spot. There was something. Oh, yeah. The error message. User 123.
It is giving the status code of 200, but somehow it is not logging in, right? I saw somewhere 200.
No, it is also logging in. If you see the network section, login, we are receiving data as well.
Still, it
I
is giving.
think
It is not pushing.
why? Oh, I think we have not sent the user role. User dot role. User. User.
Restart.
Is the URL correct? Like,
Yeah, the URL. If the URL was there's some error in the URL, we would not be getting any response in case
The
like we are
response
getting.
is correct only.
Status code is also showing correct.
200. This is invalid. Where is this invalid message coming from the backend API slash login?
Backend also from backend also you can see we are sending 200 status code.
But that login, I mean, invalid login error message is coming from that
Front end. So what is happening is until this part everything goes fine, but it is just after that this thing are not implementing. As soon as we receive some response, it just redirected us to this part, catch error something. API plus login, that is correct. That is also correct. We are getting response. Even if after wait,
A user dot role is equals to role not user.
user dot role is equals to
User not implemented. Admin and store manager implemented.
This else part is there, right?
yeah.
The third part is there, so it is coming to this else part. This router push slash user type.
No,
It should come to
before this part, it should have dispatched this stored thing, and uh, on basis of that, we would be able to see the data inside it. Wait a second, it's showing invalid, right? Yeah. What is the task?
what is the error message that we have written in the
Backend in the backend we have written 401.
Okay. You have not written any text message.
Yes. Let's say console.log response. Let's check this.
Type error cannot read properties of.
Wait. This dot store dot dispatch. Oh, okay. The error. Okay, got it. So we have defined the store management thing in another thing. Now we have to assign in the main.js as well.
There are so
Here
many
it's
things.
yeah. So import store from. So to know the app that we are using a store management thing, we have to do it here. So here dot use store. We save it. The error. This thing can be installed using npm install jwt decode and ux. Uh, yes. Uh, this is the code to install JWT and UX. Now if we do login, uh,
I think.
oh, refresh.
Uh,
Yes, now we have been redirected to user dashboard,
correct.
and if we see application, we are able to see user information. Token thing is also being taken care of. Another thing that is remaining using stored or dispatched logging. So we are let's say user, we would be expecting user as well. So do this. Login we have done.
So this store and index.js that we have made is made only to implement token based system, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is fine. For storage. Let's do that. So we have put it. Yeah. Okay, please. Yeah. So we are getting this information token thing. So on our user dashboard is also we have been redirected to user dashboard as well. Now let's try to sorry. First thing, have any doubt in this part, the login procedure?
We तो doubt ही doubt है listeners.
पूछिए पूछिए.
Once I think once maybe probably in the night or tomorrow I have to implement what you have just shown us. Then probably after that,
Okay.
I think I have to read about it and then ask.
Right now you have particular doubt about which part?
So the particular doubt was only that in order to implement token-based system only, we use that store and index.js, right? That's all.
Like we can do it. No, sorry. For the token based, we can do it directly. We don't need to implement the store part as well. What we can do with as soon as we will receive the data, we can just directly save the token inside the local storage without using store management and other thing. What we are doing is we will be using, okay, so to make it the the role based access thing easier, so we will be maintaining different type of, let's say the user is authenticated, then navbar should show it something like this and that. So to do that and to make the route guarding a little bit more easier, that's why you're using the store part. Otherwise you can just directly, like, you can just remove this part only and then go ahead with uh, local storage dot set item, let's say token, name is token, comma, access token. This is also fine. So both way it is fine. So that is not a problem. I think let's go with this.
Okay, okay, no worries. I mean, you know better than actually. Yeah, we'll.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I am fine. The other.
Yes. So both ways fine. So that is. I will share some useful information, if useful tutorials or basic regarding store management if I found, or documentation, so that you can also look into the differences why we are using store and not using simple local storage part. Okay.
Okay, and, yeah. So that part of activating a user, like we'll do it later sometime.
Which part?
Like if I register like for a professional as a professional or as a store manager, then the admin should approve.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Regarding this part, what we, yes, we can that. Okay. What we can do is now.
So what I did, I also shared my portals with you in the PW person window. I had this activate a column in the user table.
Yes. Okay. Let's. What we can do. Uh, Let me create few. Let do few changes. So we will create approve a approved column with a db dot string with default should be a false value.
Yeah, I
So
kept it as Boolean and default as false.
yeah, you can keep it as boolean as well.
So
Boolean.
is equal to false. The problem I was facing in this, that when because we had this db dot create all, when I delete the database and the app.py, even the admin was setting, I mean, for this column as false only. So I had to explicitly
Yes.
make it.
Okay. Wait. Okay. db dot boolean.
We have this db dot create all in 25, right? So if we run this for the first time, even the admin will be having this approved as false.
No, that we can take care of. This.
We can take care of in the line number 30, I think. We can
Okay, so we have created a column. Now let's say in this part 30, you can just pass this thing.
pass this
Approved
approved equal to
equals
true.
true. So
Yes,
that
and
you
then
can
we
do.
can comment out this db dot create all after
Now,
running it for the first time.
yes. Now let me create this database. Run this again. This stands. So you can see approved one showing. Okay.
Yes. That's what I did. Actually.
Yeah. And for the login part, okay. And on the login API as well, what we can make few changes is, so sorry, on in the sign up side. So let's say if asks role is, let's say, equal user, then approve equals to true, else we can remove this thing. Okay, so what we have done is we have put a if condition thing. So for the role which we are applying for is a user, then we will just send approve as a true. And for other role, which is store manager, or it can be other thing.
Sir,
For
else is
that,
not needed, right, sir?
what?
It will be else is not needed. It will be a default false only. No?
Yeah, by default it could be false, but let's say we have put a condition if args role equals to.
Right, sir. But if it is not a user, it is someone else, then we don't need else, na?
We don't need. The thing
New,
is, see, from the starting, this new user, if the then only new user will be created if its role is user. For store manager, it will not be created because this new user part is inside it, right? So let's
sir,
say
I'm
okay.
talking about line number 38 and 39. 38 and 38. Do we need this?
We need if we are doing like this because see that check the condition. If args role equals to user, then if the role is user, then this thing hash password and new user will be there.
Okay, got
But
it.
let's say store manager is the role, then we need an else block, right?
Got it, sir. Got it.
Now let's create it. Let's go to sign up page again. User 123. Sign up, okay. Refresh, okay. So for user, it is being approved automatically. And if we do user 123, select as a store manager, log in as a signer, and then do. You can see now for the store manager, we are seeing 0.
Yeah, that is
Okay, this we have done. Now we will be doing route guarding for our application. So let's say in the view page, I will create 2 pages. Admin dashboard.view and user dashboard.view. Now, admin dashboard and so I am just creating the dummy right now dummy dashboard so that we can look into the things and check everything else. In the router, import admin dashboard and import user dashboard. So we have imported these 2 things. Admin dashboard, admin user dashboard, user dashboard. So we have created these 2 pages. Now we will look into the things regarding the route guarding. Okay, there is no error. So how you can implement route guarding part is first thing. Let's say this admin dashboard thing should only be open when the role of a particular user is let's say an admin or something else. So for to do that, what you can do, you can create a meta instance. So meta inside the meta thing, we can put a conditions, uh, different condition for which we want to we want for our application. So first thing what we are putting a condition is requires auth. Requires auth equals to true, and next thing would be its role should be admin. So, comma. So what does it means is, so what does this means is this admin dashboard should only be open if the requires if we are an authenticated person, and also the role for which we are and the role of a current user should be an admin role, an admin page. So this thing we are doing. Next thing we will do is after the const router part. So navigation guard we will defining. So router dot before each to comma from comma next, and then this. So what we are doing, router is this thing, router dot before each. So before each you can treat it as a navigation bar. So before each is a navigation bar which contain three things: to, from, and a next value. So to is the thing where we want to be. Let's say right now you're in a login page, and you are going to our admin page. So you want to go to user page. From is the location from the route we are going to, and the next should be like if there is some error, so where it should be sent. So this three things it take care of it automatically. So it is stored it's in its system, like your current route which you are right now in visible in your browser. If you are clicking on some page, whatever the particular task you want to do, and like for the next page which you want to go, and if there is some error, you should be directed to which page. So three things, and it happens between when you are like, let's say you click on a button and the page opens. So in between that, this particular thing will be triggered. So now if to dot meta requires auth. So first thing is we are completing to dot meta dot requires auth part. In this, if dollar store dot getters is authenticated, uh, sorry, so what we are doing is if the store dot getter dot this thing is not on, like for which we are the page which we are trying to do, and if there is some meta instance present, so in this case it is this requires auth equals to true is present. If this thing is present and you are not being authenticated, then you would be redirected to a login page. So we will try test out this thing first. Store is not defined. Yeah. Okay. First thing. Import.
Dollar store it is.
No. Import store.
Okay.
Yeah. So now let's show to one thing. I will just do this. Let's say admin dashboard. First item. User letter is authenticated. Is authenticated. First dashboard. I is not working.
This double exclamation mark. I don't know the syntax, but in the line number 14, this double exclamation mark is there. Is it right?
Okay, wait, in the store, na? Yeah, this is correct. Is authenticated. Let's try to call console.log. If trying false.
It, it is coming as false.
Wait, typing some error options. User dashboard, admin dashboard, log.
This form is not coming at you.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Okay. Program is in the not showing and let direct to admin dashboard. Yeah, now it's working. So we tried to type admin dash dashboard, and if we hit enter, we have been redirected to the login page again. Same way, if we write the other part of it, so else console dot log uh, show dot matters dot user role and let's check this thing. If two dot meta dot roles and then 2.meta.roles includes user role. And next, login, let's say, else. Else next login. Yes, now let's log in. So user 123. We have been logged in successfully. Now service admin. Yeah, you can see our role was user, and we try to use means try to go to our admin dashboard. We have been redirected to a login page again, and you put any other messages or any other file. You can put any other view file also, like you are not authorized and log in again as a authorized person, or you can just go to the dashboard page. So this is how routing guard implements in the front end side. So now you want certain pages that it should be handled by certain users type only, then you can just do it like this. So now any doubt in this part? Any doubts regarding the router guards? How it is implemented and how it works?
I don't have any doubt currently, Nishpesh, but
Okay.
had I any doubt, so what is the best way? Like, do I need to ping you in the person window or during the doubt session, or do I have to, I mean, like around 7 p.m. tomorrow, I can ping you and we can.
You can ping me in the G space other than 7 p.m. also.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know whether you are busy or not.
Yeah, I will just okay. I will reply.
We can
Like,
fix a time probably. And one more thing, I also requested for a shifting of the dates for the 10th session.
yes, I will be putting that poll today. So after this session, I will be putting the poll.
It was a great session till now, Nishkesh. Thank you so much.
Please push the code and recording immediately so that we
Yes,
can.
a recording can take a time because as it is a Google Meet recording, so it takes some time to process. But the code I can just push it in a few, like after the meet end, I will push it in the GitHub.
Okay.
So the GitHub link will remain same. So what
Okay.
I have shared, you can just if you reopen it after a few minutes, you will be able to see the new updated codes.
Okay. Thank you.
So, are you just overwriting the code from the previous session, or yeah, you are just, I mean, creating code versions based upon the session? They would be to like that.
Means like previous sessions by previous session.
Yes, so previous session code will be different than the today's session, right? So, are you overwriting the in the Git previous session code, or are you separating it day wise?
So I am pushing every pushing whatever I'm doing. I'm committing in the base of day. So you can go to any version using Git checkout to go to any day.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Also, the next thing, previously it was not recorded in the mail. So what in the previous day we have see how you can use this Thunder client. So I will record it again. So what you have to do is there is an extension. You can just have to like I will do now. So in this is an app icon for the extension. Open it and then you will see a search bar there. In the search bar, type Thunder. So in the first option, you will see something like this Thunder client. You can install it. After successful installation, you would be able to see this type of sign, this type of icon, like a thunder icon. Just click on it and then create a new request here. And the next task would be copy the backend URL on which your backend is running and paste it inside this bar. So here you have to paste this. Next thing you have to do is, let's say we should today I will demonstrate login thing. So slash API slash login. Select the method for which you are trying to post. So like you are trying to do, so post method we are trying, and then we are sending the body part. So what you can do, body in, so whatever the give and take that will be happen between the two routers will be done in a JSON format. So JSON format will be written inside a curly braces, inside double quotes mention, let's say username and then the value. So the value in again in the user, it is same way password and then user one two. So let's say I fill this values, then just click on the send button, and as soon as you will click on send button, you are seeing certain information like status, what is the status code, what is the size, how many time it taken for a certain task to be implemented, and in the response section you can see the response. So in the response we are getting access token, one key, and another key user. Inside it, it have ID, username, and the role, other informations. So this is how Thunder client works, which you can also use for your day-to-day checking of the backend task. So whatever the backend task you will be doing, if you are facing error, so this is a little bit more advanced. It shows some time of errors which you usually do not see. You will not be seeing in the front end side network section. So sometimes if some error happens, you do not see the proper message error type. So that you can see in this Thunder client side. So this is how it is implemented. We are yes, yes,
Just a small doubt. Earlier you were saying like in the user table you have created like approved column. No, I didn't get that.
yes.
Like approved equal to false for you
Okay. So
store
why we have
manager.
created this thing? Your doubt is why we have
Yeah,
created, or
yeah. Why we created that column and for
okay,
user and admin it is true and for store manager it is false. Why
okay. So
define
if
like
we
that?
come to my problem statement and even for your problem statement, which is home service or
Yes.
home services app, or let's say the particular influencer one also. So there is a conditions that whenever a store manager or in home services, it can be a service person doing a sign up process, or in the in an influencer service provider set. So both, whenever he will try to sign up, so he will not be able to immediately log in. It should first be approved by an admin. So that's why we are
Yeah.
storing an approved column thing. So that way we can differentiate between that certain users are approved or certain users are not approved. So admin would not require a approval thing. Yeah, first thing. And same for user. So basic user can directly log in. He should not be, so he would be able to log in immediately. But for the special roles, that is store manager, or in your case it can be, let's say, the service person, it should first go through a check, like a check, admin check, and then after a proper approval, then that particular user will be able to log in.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Mhm. So this is, I think we can end this today's session. If I open the, let me open the document. It's not to different schedules. So if you see, we are done with model creation and token based authentication. And also what we have done today is implementations of APIs and role-based access control. So how you can create an API, and that part is done. Also role-based access control, that part also we covered up today. So this two, so until we have covered, what if we go by percentage wise, so we have covered 40% of our application side. And in the next session, what we will be trying to do is the CRUD functionality, and let's say, wait, I will make some changes. So implementation of CRUD functionality and user grant functionality. So this two functionalities we will be implementing, and also I think we can reduce the break doubt clearance session. There are 3 day gaps. I think we don't need 3 day gap. We can reduce it to 2 days. I will put up a poll as well, but yeah, let's see tomorrow's. If everyone's doubt clear up, then we can move ahead and reduce the doubt clear. We can move one doubt clearance session ahead and make the main session a little bit early. So until next session, whatever the code we have done today, the role-based access part or the API creations or token-based authentication, you can also try it out in your applications. And I would also suggest you can start working on your projects from now on. So now whatever the pages you will be making, please make it for according to what your projects need. So it can be extra columns in the user table, or it can be some extra other columns, other tables, that is services and other tables. So yeah, now any particular doubts or particular thing regarding the scheduling or any particular functionalities, you can ask.
Nishraj, just update that you also made one good document, right, regarding the dependencies. Or also, we ran 3 commands today, which we need to install, right?
Yes. I will.
In the document we already made, you already made that document actually. Good. It is a very useful document.
I think app dev. No,
I gave that
where's the
document.
link?
I gave the
Local.
document. Uh,
Okay. Let me check it again in the.
in the space I gave, I gave that document to somebody else today. Yeah, this one.
No, this is the schedule.
Not this. Oh, sorry. No, yeah. It is the bootcamp command. Bootcamp_command is the, I think, name of the document.
Oh, document. Sorry.
Sir, I have sent
Document.
you.
This one. Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Session number 3, day 6th October 2024. Commands was and first command is this. Yes. 6th October. Okay, I have mentioned the new commands in the session number, date, and okay. Thank you, Arman. I've added this.
No worries. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, then we can end this session. you can all try it out different things like creating a different multiple users, or like try to complete right now. It is a basic thing, so you can go ahead with this thing. From next section we will be implementing the CRUD operations part, so that is also an important